Welcome to Fan TV and Chill Match Day 25, week 25 in the Premier League. Nothing new, still same old shit, nothing new really. This week, Liverpool, we'll be having a look at Liverpool versus West Ham. Then after that, Liverpool, what's his second game?
Southampton
at home. Then Liverpool versus Southampton. Arsenal against Burnley. Then obviously United against Wolves. We've got to catch up on one of the Liverpool games, so not that it's much of a point really. But anyway, let's get to it. Bilolo, it's all you.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a bit boring, isn't it? Very boring. At least give us a challenge. You know what I mean? If you want to say, hey, even City can't do that. A big team like City, but we still running away with it. You know what I mean? It's for me, it's worth the wait. I'll say 30 years. 30 years of pain, and if it means like it has to come to this, like a bit mad. One of my friends I know of the record. I know like we've gone on a crazy run and beaten and that, but to visualize it, my friends tagged me on Instagram like literally in terms of fixtures and results, and I was literally going from 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. Like the amount of wins is crazy, and then some bookie are normally resulting between that of a 1-0. I'm obviously not gonna say the name, but like yeah. Anyway, man. Yeah, 2 games. We had a game in hand, and not that we need it really, because yeah, we can afford to drop points if you want to, but we're not gonna do that. And yeah, so first game in hand, West Ham, just to put a bit more clarity in it, to kind of keep City where they are. I think if we won the game, we would have gone 19-point clear, I think, yeah. And yeah, away from home, I mean, West, again, is one of those, like, it's the Prem. Like, I guess every team you'd expect some challenge, and West Ham, a team that a little bit hit and miss. Sometimes, you know, they can turn up, sometimes they might not turn up. But we went to their ground. I think I watched the game, but it was one of those games that I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. Like it was too easy in a way, but still you felt like, yeah, if they get an opportunity, set pieces or counter, they can create a chance. So you still gotta be cautious. I think the game was that easy that we had to be, the level of concentration had to be like quite high from our players, because I was starting to see like every so often, like even the basic passes, like Fabinho will play like a ball, you know, pass back or something like that. When there's another player there, you know, they were losing it a little bit, but that's just because, yeah, games like that, you kind of playing in first gear, and then you might get a little bit complacent. I can't remember, like it feels like it's been a long time. I can't remember whether we scored in the first or second half. I'm not entirely sure. But I remember obviously Salah had the pen after Firmino played the ball to. It's the first half, yeah, definitely. Okay, cool, yeah. Yeah. First half, yeah, Manda Origi got fouled in the box. Obviously, yeah, some people will say VAR helped us again, as always, I guess so. But I think it was a genuine foul. So yeah, and then Salah did what he does best, put the ball in the back of the net, and that made it even. I think West Ham were scared of us, really, to be honest. Like, I think it was one of those. David Moyes went into that game like, we'll try not to get beaten here. We will try not to get beaten, and the way they're set up, and it was very much about, yeah, Liverpool, you can have the ball, but you're gonna have to break us down, which made it hard in a way, but at the same time very easy, because we were comfortable up until we go into that half, and we had to be the one, like, you know, coming out with all the ideas. But even that, say that, I remember like second half, before we got our second goal, Lanzini had a chance. So this, you know, as you'd expect, is the Prem. Like, and again, it's all coming from our own little mistakes, where I think whether it was that Fabinho incident or someone else, or Wijnaldum or something like that, they were just switching off every now and then. And like, ball went to the byline. I think what's his name? What's their CDM, the English lad? Declan Rice, yeah. And then he played the ball across, but back in the box, and Lanzini just didn't make a good connection. But decent chance, but it doesn't mean he's gonna score, so we don't know. And then from their counter, from the corner, we get a counter. Salah had a decent game, another assist straight to Leox, and he bags it. Leox is on good form in terms of scoring, but more importantly, performance-wise, I think he's got good energy. Like whenever I watch him play now, you can see that is someone who's still playing with a point to prove. Like he really wants to make an impression, and the energy level, and it's very different to all the midfielders that we have, because we know what Endo does. We know what Wijnaldum does, but just that kind of to bridge the gap between the midfielders and the forwards, I think is adding that additional sort of offensive elements to it. So, and then our good goal is, I think he scored in the game prior to that, so he's on a good scoring run anyway. And then performance wise as well, I'm liking what I'm seeing a lot, and long may that continue. But final West Ham game was fairly boring, to be honest with you. Don't think they challenged us. I think they were scared. But who wouldn't be, to be honest? If you look at it, and it was a big shot. If you look at this, you check the statistics. They don't lie in it. It's either you're brave, you push, we break you anyway, and we score, we beat you, or you park the bus, we break you anyway. So man, on to the next one, and then obviously we're playing Southampton at home, a team in a really good form. I don't know if they've won their last few games, but they've had a good run since the was it 7-0, like drawing from like Leicester. 9-0. Yeah. So since that game, they've kind of, because after that game they were looking like one of the teams that could be in that kind of relegation scrap a little bit. But on paper, they've always have the players to be better than they were showing early part of the season. And then obviously they've had a few solid performances even when they went to City. I know they got beat, but they didn't make it too easy for City. I think it was later on in the second half that City came on top and won the game. And they beat Leicester, so they've had a few solid results, and they were a confident team. And I think they came to Anfield with the right mindset of you might be better than us, but we're still gonna try, and we're still gonna try to be more offensive and create chances. And again, we were not really on it. I don't know whether there's a little bit of complacency creeping in, or is it just like anything? If you're on top and you've been winning for too long, and I think sometimes the human beings at the end of the day, and hopefully that doesn't really carry on for too long, but sometimes you get a feeling where they just relax a bit more. They're that confident that they feel like, and rightly so, they've got the players to turn any team at the minute. Go on.
VAR, it's fucking shit. Like, it should have been a pen for you, and it should have been a pen for them. Like,
shit. And what about the pass back? A fucking blatant pass back. How can you tell me Robertson did not pass that ball back? It's fucking bullshit.
But you mentioned the penalty before. It was never in the first half, and they should have had a penalty. But your one was more obvious. Do you remember?
Yeah, I definitely do. But I don't mind this energy, but I have a problem with that.
What are you on about? I'm saying, did I say anything about? I said bad shit. Did you hear what I said?
I can read it.
Did you hear me say Liverpool didn't deserve a penalty?
Apologies if I'm wrong in it, because
you are wrong.
Because I'm assuming,
you are wrong. Yeah. My energy right now is towards VAR.
Apologies if I'm wrong in it, because
like you said, like you know, let me land. Let me land.
It's my turn to talk in it. You know what I mean? So apologies if I'm putting words in your mouth. But believe me, I can read your conscience.
No.
I can see where that energy is going. And I'm not even gonna bite because it's trash. But anyway,
what's bullshit?
Anyway, let me talk.
Did I make my point? Can I make my point?
I don't really care about your point, to be honest with you.
Go on,
and Southampton. And what was I even saying? So we were a little bit complacent first half, and they play well. So they play well. They were brave, and you have to give credit where it's due. So and they created a few chances again. Yeah, these are, yes, you still give credit to Southampton because they made us, they put us under chances where, you know, defensively, I think a bit of defensive, like, what's the word, like hesitation, like at times. I remember Gomez where there was a ball, you know, those, you know, if you're in centre back, if you're not sure, go meet the ball, play it. And I remember the ball drops in between him and Van Dijk, but Van Dijk was a little bit further, but a bit more like hesitation. It might, shall I go? It might, and then one of their players nearly go through. That was in the first half. Remember Firmino uncharacteristically, I should say, I can't even get the word out, played just a random ball and back, whether it was intended to go back to a defender, and then that led to another chance. And and again, it's a sign of a good team, isn't it? As a team, so we're not talking about, you know, just the forwards, you know, always like dominating and scoring goals. We're talking about the keeper being called up when he's needed, and that's just a sign of a team and a great team. So luckily for us, you have to go through the midfield, you have to go through Van Dijk, and then you have to go through Alisson, and good luck with that. So and it doesn't happen too often. So so the first half, you can argue they could have got a shot. I don't really feel like they had like very, very clear cut chances in that first half, would you say? To my knowledge,
half-time,
yeah. To my knowledge, I wouldn't say so either. But I know
they had a lot. I noticed that there was a lot of times when I think like Ings and that was getting the ball, and then they were having they were running at your defenders.
Yeah.
But nothing, it wasn't. They were getting a lot of that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like.
Yeah. Even their shots were routine safe for like Alisson. I don't think there was any.
The thing is, with that, you can say they're routine safe, but Alisson just makes a lot of things look like it's routine still. I'm noticing a lot of times in these games where it's just like.
It's class.
Pinging it, man's pinging it, and he's just like.
Yeah, his positioning is like, it's crazy. Even like, I remember there was a chance where someone played a ball back, or whether it's a through ball, but his starting position is he's quick off his line anyway, and then he came in and he got to the ball first. Another keeper, I remember the Mignolet days, he's coming and clamping man and we getting a pen, and that changes the game, that changes things, you know what I mean? So that's what I say, you have to go through different blocks, and they're lucky to have him really. And then, Van Dijk had a chance. I guess clever play again, huh?
This dick.
Who?
Van Dijk.
Why?
Well done for him for being in that position. And see what he tried to do with the finish.
Wow. When you're Van Dijk, the thing about confidence, isn't it? And he's actually a baller though. This is one thing you know what I mean? He's actually a baller.
When you say baller, you're on about defensively? He's a good football player, yeah.
No, he means you know what he means. He says
you know what I mean.
Oh, so you're saying he's a good attacking player?
No.
So what do you mean?
Let's just not get into
you know what? I'm asking you.
He's a full player centre back. You know what he means when he says.
I'm asking you.
He's a.
I'm just making sure you're not saying he's some sick ass attacking defender. I'm just making sure that's not what you're saying.
Say no more.
As he's comfortable on the ball. You know what I'm saying? You can spray the ball.
The defender. I agree with that.
But you know what he's
talking about. Although you're trying to make it's more than it is.
Shall we just?
And it's not that.
Shall I just?
It's not Ramos.
Shall I just play?
It's not Ramos.
Shall I just play?
He's a better baller than Ramos.
Shall I just play Wizkid and then listen to?
Nah, but that's your opinion. No, I'm just saying my opinion, and you have your opinion.
I've got.
He's a world class defender.
Can I
go
talk
on.
to people that want to listen to my opinion?
Go on,
without making like bullshit like.
It's not bullshit. Why is it bullshit? It's my opinion. It's not bullshit.
Fair.
Ramos has never been as good a baller as
Nah. What, Van Dijk gives you a few long passes and that. What else does he do? What does he play through balls? What else does he do? Go on, tell me. He plays the long balls. He gets in. What else does he do?
So wait.
What else does he do?
Okay. If we're gonna debate, what does Ramos do over Van Dijk?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Ramos like world class, or he is world class. I'm not saying. I wasn't making the point that Ramos is a sick baller. I'm just saying attacking wise, they don't do too much different. I wouldn't say one's better than the other when it comes to being. I wouldn't sit here and say Van Dijk is sort of sick at the attacking side of it. I wouldn't say that. But you're entitled to say that. It's your opinion.
To all the Liverpool fans watching and probably looking at me and say, why are you not jumping on Van Dijk's defence? I'm just learning. I think it's part of my challenges this year that if someone is chatting shit,
it's not shit.
I don't really need to
write
shit. and I'm more than happy to embrace that people are gonna have different opinions.
Talk shit.
And the ones that are just talking shit and that you don't feel the need to correct, just let them be there, because it's obvious to see, innit? It's obvious to see, and
see what? He's comfortable on the ball.
And
what?
so
yeah,
I don't.
He's a defender. How much time did they have on the ball?
Anyone who
Plenty
watching football, if you watch football, I don't need to come here and praise Van Dijk, because you watch football and then you understand, you admire what you see. But we know the level of energy for certain pagans, innit? Is that if there's someone who says something negative about the team, they're their best friend. If someone who says something positive about the team, they're ready to come and question and crucify it. So say no more. But anyway, why was that? Van Dijk has his thing. Yeah, he tried to, he had the audacity to try what he tried to do. On another day, that's going in. On another day, people are raving and be like, oh, Van Dijk this, Van Dijk that. But he deserves all the credits and the applause that he gets, because he's that sick. But anyway, and then we go on. I think I've probably got like another 4 minutes, isn't it? Like the way we do things. That's you see how you train my minutes. I mean, enemy of progress, fam. But like, and then obviously the first half, Salah had a bit of a half chance, whether it could have been a handball from VAR. And then we're talking about the penalty decisions. Yeah, thank you. Again,
that game could have been different.
Again, so it could have been different because luckily we had the penalty before them. So that means that game could have been way different. Say no more. You know what I mean?
It could have been.
Yeah, thank you.
A pass back. You should have had a penalty.
There you go.
Cool.
There you go.
They should have had a penalty.
There you go. Thank
you. It's mad how VAR yet again.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Cool. Firmino had his penalty, and then he wasn't given. And then second half, they get, their penalty decision as well, potentially. More likely, yeah, I've seen it given. And would you say again, like, I'll ask you the same as well, but I kind of know the answer. Who's between Firmino's and Danny Ings' penalty? Which one has a stronger case for a pen?
They're both pens.
No. If you were to grade them, no.
We're not doing that. They're both penalties. It's not
because you don't want to do that.
No. It's not. It's not.
Fine.
What do you want about?
Just keep it.
We don't need to argue. This is what I mean about your biasm. Like, we shouldn't have to do that.
Okay.
Firmino, he gets pulled down.
Yeah.
Ings, who was it? Was it Fabinho or who was it?
Okay.
He or Matic.
Just for the purpose of me not using my minutes too much in it, it was just like a simple ABC.
Why should we have to do that? It's
do you
straightforward.
agree, or do you have a weighing of it?
I think Firmino wants office, more office.
Say no more.
No. You know why you can't say
it's
that?
An opinion.
You know why you can't say that? Because we have VAR. Somebody can sit there and watch it and see and slow it down like they did on Match of the Day and clearly see that his legs get clipped. That's why you can't say that.
Ultimately, VAR is not a robot. VAR is a human being interpreting what they see.
So did you not watch Match of the Day? Did you not watch them slow it down and see him catch Ings when Ings goes through? He catches his leg and causing him to fall over.
Am I saying it's not a pen?
You're saying which one is more clear. We shouldn't have to do that.
Why has he given me an answer? Why have you not? That's all. I'm wasting my minutes saying it. Like, cool. Anyway, let's move on. You see how I'm just exposing like certain pagans. You're asking simple questions.
We shouldn't have to do that. Why should we have to sit here and be like, which one deserves to be a penalty and which one doesn't? They're both penalties. It's simple.
But the question.
What's the point?
The question was different, innit? But it's cool. It's cool. Like I said, bruv, it's a new year, new me thing, innit? It's good to be different. Like, have your opinion. If they trash, I'm just gonna sit my shit on hold, and I'm just gonna smile and understand. It's bad energy. Like, it's not bad energy.
It's not bad energy.
You know what I mean? But anyway, man, bad energy stay far away.
If that's a new penalty procedure, they have to sit there in the bar area and think, which one deserves a penalty more? They're both penalties. It's simple.
Do you understand the question, or should I rephrase it again?
Go on, say the question again. Yeah. The question was,
my question is, if you were to look at the two, which one do you reckon is more of a pen? Can you know which one do you think was more of an obvious pen than
I'm not going to rate it like that. I'm going to rate it straightforward as they're both penalties. With VAR, if VAR wasn't available, I would say Bobby's foul is more obvious if VAR's not available.
Yeah, but
because we have VAR.
Why does VAR change? Because
what do you mean? Why does it change? You watch the fucking replay.
Let me finish my question then. Why am I asking why does VAR change? Because VAR is not an automated system where is 1 + 1 = 2. It's not factual. It's an opinion.
Okay, so let me ask you.
It's an opinion.
Okay,
it
so
doesn't change anything.
Let me ask you boys something.
The same human eye that's
Okay.
looking at the screen
Okay.
is looking at that thinking, okay, ooh,
Okay.
what do I think?
Okay. In some instances,
So
yes.
it's still
Okay.
open to.
Okay. So did you watch Match of the Day and see the penalty and see them slow it down?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they show him catching his leg clearly on Match of the Day?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see the same thing? And I've seen the same thing. And on Match of the Day, they've seen the same thing. So how it's not like it's not obvious that he's clipped him, he's caught his leg. You can't sit here and say it's not obvious. They did a simple slowdown on Match of the Day and they show it. And that's the same thing that whoever's in the box has 5 minutes or even 10 minutes to do and see.
Anyway, let me just talk about the good parts about the game innit? Because some of the goals that we scored were pretty slick, to be honest. Like, Jesus, you see how you've just literally erased everything in my head right now.
Well, why don't you start from the Robertson, Bobby, and then Ox? That was a sick combination, wasn't it?
Yeah. From after like obviously Danny Ings' foul wasn't given, and then we counter sick play, and from literally split second we're on the other side of the pitch, and Robert's cutting the ball, Bobby getting the assist, and the Ox, like we said, the guy's in good form. He got his goal, happy for him again, and then. Another decent counter. I'm still trying to think, did Trent Howard mean the ball to Firmino? Because that would have been sick. Because I remember that someone headed it, the ball came to him and he just put his foot. Whether it was clearing the ball or not, but anything about Trent Howard when it comes to picking someone up, I'm just giving it to him in it because the kid is a genius. And then
Sarah's one when Hendo.
Yeah.
When Hendo just plays it.
And the finish as well. And even he said the finish wasn't too bad. I don't know. Maybe but personally, I'll say that was an excellent finish, to be fair. But 3-0. Salah should have. I don't know how his offside goal. That was poor play for him as well. Sick build up from the back. You can see where it was at the line, and you can see like he could have done more to be onside, but he was a bit too eager to get in front of the defender, and then that was that really. Yeah, but I think. I've not even had a chance to talk about the good part of the game, but obviously when you're surrounded by anyway, I'm gonna come
23 minutes.
I'm gonna come with another word. I've had 23 minutes, but you probably had 10 minutes.
No, 23 minutes. And I'll probably have about 4 minutes.
But you know what? The best way to fight hate, and you gotta just keep doing well, and you gotta keep succeeding, and that hurts and more in it. And we keep winning. We're 22 points, top of the league and that. And they're languishing where they are. They're drawing against shit teams, and they're signing people that have gone to retire in China for manual.
You know what I mean?
They're signing a player on a Friday. They're signing a player on a Friday.
You win your first Premier League.
This is actually
you win your first Premier League, and you start taking your big club in England.
Man is like jet lag and that. He doesn't even train, and he walks straight into the team and he plays 90 minutes. Say no more. Your team is trash.
Well done.
Your team is
winning your first Premier League.
Your team is trash.
All of a sudden, you're a different team. Yeah,
is absolutely trash.
Well done.
And long may that continue.
Anyway, let's continue. Again, well done for Liverpool for winning their first Premier League title.
Thank you
in
very
their
much.
years.
It means a lot. It means a lot.
And it's mad because it's their first one, but they're getting gassed to see if they've won 10 or something.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. These are my first time I'm taking
it means shit all. But anyway, let's get on. Man United.
So much. So much.
Versus
how many
Wolves.
super modes I can buy? 1.42.
So Old Trafford. Obviously, we just signed Bruno, so it was his debut.
Man didn't even train.
So
straight into the team.
It was
trash.
Was a good. You finish.
No,
you finished.
No, I told you, you took 10 minutes of my time. So
do you want to? If you want to talk to your fans, carry on. I'll keep quiet. I'm more than happy.
Because you got nothing to say.
Because you had hella time to say your crud. But anyway,
you got nothing to
say. Let me carry on.
Fantastic.
So about fans turning. Okay, But anyway, let's carry on. Yeah, Man United versus Wolves, Old Trafford. It's going to be a difficult game. Wolves are a decent side. So obviously the game went how I expected it to go. We Wolves created chances, we created chances, and on another day, Wolves could have won that game with the chances they created, and we created chances which could have won us a game. I thought it was a fairly even game, apart from the last, I would say, 20-25 minutes or so when we started dominating more and keeping the ball more. I think at that moment Wolves were obviously tired. But yeah, good. I was happy with the performance. Defensively, we didn't concede defensively. And as a unit, we didn't play too bad. Again, with the defense, there's still places that we need to improve and become stronger. Midfield, with Bruno in there, creativity and being able to actually take shots and try to create something. I was impressed with his performance. He was looking up. He wasn't scared. He wanted the ball. He wanted to make something happen. He was always trying to play a quick pass and get us forward. There's a couple of times where he tried to get Martial in behind. So I thought, yeah, his passing, once he gets a bit better, it's looking good. But that's what we've been missing. That's what Matic can't really do. Fred can't really do it. And Mata, it's not the same Mata from about 3 years. 3 years ago.
What? I thought Fred was having his 6 season a few weeks back. But anyway, man.
Are you listening to what I'm saying, or
I'm not listening? I just want to.
Okay, then don't chat shit. But anyway, like I was saying, Fred isn't a creative midfielder who's going to ping the ball left, right, and centre and make chances. But that's what Bruno's doing, and he's already started.
On a more important matter, are you surprised the game actually went ahead? That they allowed the game to actually. You remember the terrorist attack? I swear there was a terrorist attack in Manchester. Like Guy Fawkes.
Anyway, let's carry on. So yeah,
well, see what the rest
I thought the performance was good.
Trash.
Going forward, just didn't have enough. I think Martial's been struggling a bit with form. So when they, and obviously Rashford in and out, so they can't really change it. And he obviously, when Martial and Rashford play together, they play well off each other. But it's been a bit hard. Obviously, once we get Pogba back and into that midfield as well, it'll make a huge difference going forward. Because if Pogba and Bruno can both just control that centre midfield, it'll make a huge difference. I mean, in the game, I thought we created chances, but we didn't create enough clear-cut chances to be able to win the game. Obviously, I thought De Gea, when called upon, he made a few decent saves in that game. But overall, I can't say Wolves deserve to win the game, and I can't say we deserve to win the game. But the performance it was much better. And like I said, the last 25 minutes, although we didn't, I think Darlow came close with a header, but it was just that the last couple was just depressing, because it was a game where we could have just edged it and won 1-0, but we just the chances and the creativity just wasn't. It just wasn't there. And again, obviously, Chelsea drew with Leicester and dropped points, but once again, we've just failed to be able to close that gap anymore.
Do you feel as if Martial's confidence is low? The reason why I say that is because he's never. Well, a lot of the time he's out of the box, and when that usually happens when a striker's confidence is low, so they don't make the usual runs they would do as a striker. There's plenty of instances where, like, your wing backs now are trying to get the ball into the box, but they're either playing the ball into the box with no one there, or Martial's on the edge of he's on the edge of the box, laying it off to the winger, and then not even trying to make a win into the box. So do you think like his confidence is low?
No, me personally, he's been having not probably one of his better seasons in a Man United shirt. Don't see why his confidence should be low. If anything, if that's that has been happening at times where he's been forced to come out, but then that's down to Solskjaer to tell him, like, to get him and tell him that, listen, no matter what happens in the game, you just keep getting yourself in that box. I'll tell the players to do what they need to do, and then they need to do that. If they're not doing that, well, they're not listening, or the other thing, they substitute it and bring somebody on the pitch who will do that. But he just needs to keep getting himself in the areas, and we need to keep getting the ball there. It's as simple as that. But that's what I'm saying. That then Solskjaer, I don't think him doing that means his confidence is low. He's just not receiving the ball. But then Solskjaer, like I'm saying, he needs to talk to the rest of the team and tell him Martial is going to do this. That's what he's going to do. He's not going to do anything else. But then we have to make it happen, where we just keep going and playing the ball in an area where he's going to be, so he gets the chance. I wouldn't say like if he gets a chance he's finishing and that. No, he's probably more a bit annoyed that he's not getting the ball more. But then that's like I said, that's down to the manager, and that's down to Martial as well to tell the players, like, if I'm going to be here, like if Wan-Bissaka has the ball, if Williams has the ball, if Martial's making that run, then he needs to be telling them, like, play it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't get to me, but play it. More time than not, he's a quick player, he will get onto the balls. But if we don't keep giving him that, then that's what happens. He just keeps coming out and getting frustrated. And us a fan watching the game, it's frustrating to see him coming out of there, because then once he comes out of there, it's like, well, who else is there? Because the midfield is kind of like behind him. There isn't anybody else then pushing on, because obviously you don't have Rashford on the pitch, you don't have, at the moment, obviously Mason Greenwood isn't on the pitch, so it kind of makes it easier for teams in a way. But yeah, overall, like I say, I don't think either team did enough to edge the game. I thought it was a fair result at 0-0. But again, it's disappointing because we've dropped points, and as we're getting closer and closer and closer, and each game getting closer to the end of the season, like there's going to come a point where I can see it happening. There's going to come a point where Chelsea are just going to pick up form, and they're going to keep being a bit more consistent than they are now. So we have to try and take advantage of these moments, because there's only so many points Chelsea will drop, and if we don't take advantage of that, it's going to get to a stage where it's too much that we're not going to be able to catch them. So we're not consistent enough ourselves. So, but yeah. Anyway, on to the next game. Talking about pressing matters. Obviously, certain man want to bring it up. It's mad how they forget how their own fans hated their previous owners. But anyway, obviously what happened to Ed Woodward and I'm talking about you. Yeah, before your current owners now, you weren't happy with your previous owners.
Just out of curiosity, who were the previous owners?
I can't remember them, but you weren't happy.
No.
You weren't happy. Were they happy with their previous owners?
It's the current owners.
No. It wasn't them. Remember, I swear you.
It was the current one, wasn't it?
It's not your current. I swear it's not your current ones.
You got the American guys now.
No, they knew, but they've been there for like 5 years plus.
Yeah, but before them, you used to have different owners, and they weren't investing in the club. But anyway, on the Ed Woodward situation, it's a mad thing. We're not in Italy or that shit, but sometimes fans need to take out their anger, and obviously the better way.
No.
Don't say that.
Are you? Can I finish? Have I finished?
You just said
Have
sometimes
I- Yeah. Have I said the next thing that I'm going to say?
Say that.
All right, cool.
This
Like
is
I was
not
gonna
what-
say.
I'd like to say this is not.
No, it's not.
Are you done? Anyway,
This is not the
Anyway, once his dickhead's finished. Anyway, what I was saying is sometimes fans need to take out their anger, but the better way of doing that is not turning up to games. If we were to get together as fans and not turn up to game, or every single game leave on the 60th or 70th minute.
Wasn't that in place?
What?
Wasn't two people left or something? It was dead.
But anyway, all I'm saying is the better way to show the club that fans are frustrated and don't turn up to the games or walk out, or just walk out of them, or do a mass
Do
Mass-
what- do
mass
what Arsenal
protest.
would do. Start bringing banners out.
or bring banners out, but that's not as effective as not turning up to games and showing your discontent by doing that. But anyway, we will move on. We'll move on from it. It is what it is. Got to turn a negative situation into a positive one by keeping it moving. On the positive side, man, he weren't at the last game, so maybe he's listening. But yeah, we'll carry on.
What about the game for his safety? What about the game for his safety?
I swear it was there, no?
No, he wasn't there.
Was he not?
No, he wasn't
Jeez.
there still.
Top down.
They're chatting to the solicitor and his insurance company. So the last game of the weekend was obviously
Send me the location. Go on.
was Arsenal. We played away to Burnley. Obviously, we sat here last week before that watching Burnley. Obviously,
Rodriguez.
play away to Man United. Obviously, we see what they were capable of. Obviously, so due to technical difficulties, we had to then record my part. Obviously, certain pagans are locked off the camera once we went on in the mid flow. Obviously, they ain't saying their names. So so obviously continuing on from where I left off. Obviously, Arsenal was playing away to Burnley. Obviously, Burnley coming off a good away win against Man United. We're coming off of a draw, home to Sheffield United. We go in the game. We started the game well. Arteta had us drilled well, and we were playing out. Burnley were allowing us to play out from the back, and we were getting a lot of joy. Ozil was getting a lot of joy between the Burnley midfield and Burnley defence, was getting in the middle pockets, which was then feeding off Aubameyang and Lacazette chances. Lacazette seemed to be a little bit short on confidence. He missed a fairly good chance, a header he missed, and Aubameyang again, maybe because he was coming off the back of his suspension, it seemed a bit off. He had one chance that I remember seeing when he got through, he just spurned it wide. It was just unlike him. After the first half, which we had a lot of joy in, the second half, it seems as if Burnley then had a good team talk with Sean Dyche, and he was able to nullify our play out from the back, and also nullified Ozil's attacking prowess, and the midfield were a bit close to the defence, which wasn't allowing Ozil a lot of space, which then led to Burnley then controlling the play. They were stopping us from getting our play out from the back. Also, we're building attacks from our mistakes. Burnley controlled the second half, also having a lot of chances. And Rodriguez, who again, like I said beforehand, coming off of that mad power driver strike that he had against Man United, should have probably settled the game between the two sides. He had a header which hit the bar and went and bounced on the line and was cleared out. On another day, could have went in. Another day, would have got the 3 points. In hindsight of the game, I feel as if from the play, we had a lot of play in the first half. Burnley had a lot more play, I'd say, in the second half. I feel as if Burnley probably deserved to win the game on edge yet, because their play in the second half was more potent than ours in the first. Maybe because obviously they were at home, they had the crowd behind them also. It just seems as if our attack is a bit, due to the change in style of play, our attack has suffered from that. Obviously our defence, I'd say, has gotten a bit better, but our attack has suffered, and I don't know what it is. If Aubameyang doesn't score or Martinez doesn't score, it seems as if we don't score, and it's just weird like that. Martinelli seems to play a lot better when Aubameyang's not playing. Maybe Martinez takes that role more so and takes the gauntlet when Aubameyang's not in the team. But it's just hard to grasp it. We just need to just work on our attack and work out where we're going to go forward, because obviously we need to score goals to get 3 points to try and get ourselves higher in the table. Obviously we're drawing a lot of games, but we're not scoring a lot of goals. Our defence is a plus, but we just need to find that heavy medium in between that. Moving onwards and upwards, obviously, so we just need to get more 3 points in the coming weeks and the coming games. I'll just say the team that I'd say probably gets a special mention this week, I'll probably have to give it to, pains me to say, I'll probably give it to Tottenham at home to Man City. And the reason why I say that is because Man City, they dominated that game. They probably should have gone with 3 points. They missed a lot of chances in that game, but Tottenham smash and grab, got themselves with 3 points. Again, the North London team, I don't want to be praising Tottenham, but yeah, they come away with 3 points at home to Man City. That's the end of the week 25 review. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be here next week. Peace out.